Yo, what's going on out there? Black Compass Media back with another one. Shout out to the people that's out there right now. This is a very, very special joint. I mean, look, this is one of the things I've been wanting to do for a while. I mean, I've been wanting to get this brother up here because I support battle rap and hip hop wherever it lives. And one of the big places it lives is in the UK. So we're gonna talk about this Apex event that just happened. And we're going to do that with the help of my man, KWIE. What's going on?
Tone, so good to be back, man. Like, I'm such a fucking fan of you guys. Like, since the AFM days, and it's got to the point because I messaged you before where you'll do an episode and you'll stream it on YouTube. You got the Discord. I get all that sort of stuff, but us podcast listeners are fiending out there. So it got to the point where I was going on Angry Fan. Yeah. I was going through the old archive. This was just recently, started in the last week or so, because I cycled to work, so I have a bit of a long commute and stuff. And I'm just trying to find stuff with you guys on, with the crew on. But the annoying thing is, I don't know if you remember, all the episodes, it'll be like J400 block, and the description will just say "find out!" exclamation mark.
Oh God, yeah. Yo, listen, going through them archives is the worst because of that. I'm like, yo, what were we talking about with that?
Exactly.
Like, there's some hidden gems in it. There's an argument in there with me and Diz. There's me getting roasted by a lot of battle rappers just in the description. So actually, I'm glad that it's not like that. You really have to search to find that. Yeah.
Like that timestamp era, though, like it's annoying to do. As someone who uploads stuff as well, I know it's when did we speak about that? But I went back to a few episodes. You guys were obsessed with Mike P versus Tink for like a month. You spoke about that battle. Like, it's like constant. It's like it was fine, but it was like you see this sacred text.
You guys, y'all overhyping it. Like, yo, listen. That was the era where you would be like, you know what, this dude is God. Like somebody would come out with like it'd be like. Remember when Joe and I was God for about a month?
Oh my God,
he was Jesus.
He was God of a clip of a trailer. Like everyone was gagging for that battle to drop. Like, remember, because it was like, Rise Again. I think that was words die Aramaic and stuff like that. And it was just like that Black Star room. And it's weird actually talking to that event because all this Dre Dennis controversy that's been going down of him recycling bars against Mike P. I believe that was the same event that, because Dre battled Chef Trez at that. And that was when Joe and I battled Gutter as well.
Right.
And obviously that's where Snow battled Ty Law and, Chiller JC before and Black Star and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I guess it's a long way of saying, like, good to be back, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, man. Hey, yo, listen. It's good to have you here. I mean, because we've said this before. I feel like the UK is a big part. They play a big role in the history of hip hop. So, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a time in this country where even black radio stations would not play hip hop. And, a lot of UK fans became fans of hip hop earlier than a lot of people here. Y'all was already on to LL and Public Enemy and Run DMC and knew they were great before we even did. So I always got to pay homage that way. You know what I mean? Plus, y'all got Tim Westwood, and I got a lot of respect for Westwood. You know what I mean?
We do. He actually did something with battle rappers over here. Did like a tournament in his house that's pretty dope, actually. Like some of the people on this card were there and just battling over beats in his kind of vinyl stack lounge. But yeah, man, appreciate it. And I mean, yeah, likewise, like the hip hop stuff is just. I mean, yeah, obviously indebted, but we were a little bit more apt to it in the start. But one thing is, it's pretty much one-way traffic. I think most American hip-hop fans, like, forget battle rap, they are not fucking with UK.
Oh, let's talk about it. Well, I got a hot take for you, and I'm gonna make some. Shout out to Brooklyn. I'm gonna make them upset. But that sound that they running with is all UK grime. That's UK. Yeah. That's UK sound, bruh. That's that new what was it? What did this do? 5 Foreign and 22 G's and Pop Smoke. That sound, that's a UK sound, man. You cannot tell me. And Drake just jacked the whole swag on this last album. Like, you know what I mean? Like you look at some of the songs. I mean, he really took a lot from what y'all was doing.
On there and Yeah. But it's like, for me, it's like, of course, that stuff's going to be taken up. That's the zeitgeisty stuff. But it's when US rappers quote obscure UK stuff that gets me hyped, like Danny Brown. You know Danny Brown.
Yeah, I know Danny Brown. Yeah,
Like,
he sounds like super animated,
enlightened crackhead flow. Like,
right.
But he's incredible. Like, he's incredible. Like 30 and Old and Atrocity Exhibition. Like, all his projects are insane.
Right.
And he was interviewed on something, and he was saying that he used to just listen to exclusively The Streets and Dizzy Rascal. Like, he was in that UK bag. Like, and that was like, what the fuck? That really stopped me in my tracks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like, I don't know, Obama saying he fucked with like Pearl Jam or something. He'd be like, what? Really? Like, okay. Like,
right.
Yeah. It's rare for those things to cross over. When they do, they're powerful. Like,
Yo, The Streets, he had a song called "Don't Mug Yourself." I thought that was the illest shit ever.
Classic.
Like, I was like, yo, that I don't know what that was. That's when I found out it's different parts of with different dialects, just like America, right? We got people with different accents, but I'm like, yo, what part of Britain is that they from? Because I got to pick that accent up just for scientific purposes, like. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what I got into all the Guy Ritchie films and stuff like that. But So as far as your platform, because I want to shed light on that for the people who may not be familiar in the States of what you have going on. You know what I mean? Just let the people know, about your platform, how long you've been doing this, and the type of things you might have content wise.
Yeah. So Battle Rap Resume, BRR. It's just a one-man operation over here. Like, I have my man Nathan does sort of the graphic design and stuff like that. But in terms of on the mic, it's just myself and guests. I've been doing it since early 2016. I originally started off, my first podcast was about Tom Waits. I don't know if you know Tom Waits, Tom.
Yeah, he has that crazy Tom Waits. Like, I know Tom. I know Tom Waits.
Yeah.
What?
He's like my guy. So me and my friend did a podcast on him, and I'm sure you've realized as well. The sort of the dirty secret of podcasting is it's actually really fucking easy to do. Like, okay, you've got your sort of Discord going on here, but you see the mic and Audacity and whatever, and you're on your way, sort of thing. You've got an audience globally that are listening, or a small one. So I was doing that, and then our idea was to do his whole back catalogue, which we did. We reviewed all his albums, and then we sort of split off to do separate things. And I was thinking, like, what else do I love? And obviously, I'm obsessed with battle rap. I've been super obsessed since about 2011, 2012. And there were you guys, you being part of AFM, there was the Dirtbag Dan show, there was stuff like that. Right. But there was not a single, and there have been since, but there was not a single UK battle rap podcast. There was nothing talking about this scene, or just through our perspective, because I cover a lot of overseas stuff as well. So that's what it started as. And it originally started as being like BRR episodes, as in I'll have the guest on, we'll go through their actual resume, which is what I still do. Right. And, in that capacity, I've had Shovel T and Marlowe, I had Sue Surf on for an early episode. Swave Sever. I know you guys are not a big fan of him over at Black Compass. Had Joe on.
Oh, yo, well, listen. Now, see, all right. I got it. Shout out to Posey. I know. Okay, yeah. We all have our personal biases, but yeah, go ahead. Right. Yeah. That was the most political I could be without shitting on Joe. Shout out to Joe.
I get it. I totally understand everything. Right. But the one thing I'll say about Joe, the Holmesy battle, I don't think any battler's ever had 4 back-to-back haymakers that I've seen.
Like that?
Like that.
Yeah, it's hard to. Well, you know what? JC, third round against Chilla, he had 4 of them things.
Was that
he had 4. Yeah. That was flipping change. That's what tails do. That's what Chase face the tree and get chin checked.
Yeah, the chin. Yeah.
Yak all in your back seat. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they were strung together in quite that, like, they were just consecutive.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm bringing Joe up. As if I'm, like, really proud of having Joe on it. So
you got to do better, Tom. Come on, man.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had, pretty much everyone in the UK scene. When we had all Don't Flop falling apart, I had all the different members on there. And I wasn't like rubbing my hands with glee at like the soap opera-ness of it. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I've been there, and I'm also really interested in the more obscure avenues of battle rap. So, I've done a lot of episodes on my Most Disliked series, which I've collaborated with Ruin Your Day on. So basically, there's this great website, mostdisliked.com, and what it does is you put a YouTube channel in, and it'll flip it upside down, so it'll show you the most disliked stuff on that channel.
What?
And I thought, Yeah. I'll send you the link.
Yo,
so
send
good.
me that link immediately because I gotta see what people hated the most. Yeah.
Oh, yo. So here's the thing, right? So, in fact, let me try and get it up now. So basically, I've done several different ones.
Oh, by the way, they're hitting you with the Harry Potter jokes pretty early.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Like, exactly. Like, you know,
like
it's the big, it's the big
ahead,
I sound like how McNulty actually sounds. Like you've heard Dom West. Like he's far posher than me and richer, but you know, kind of on that echelon. But so you know, I do this series, top 10 most disliked. So I did like Don't Flop, King of the Dark. Because obviously the best thing is you see all the terrible battles that have like 1,000 views. That people like me and you, that's our bread and butter. Like I love seeing that sort of stuff. So I did a URL one. And I spent fucking ages on it. So I'm just going to try and find what the list was now. But off the top of my head, it was, you know, Iron Solomon versus Mook was there. That was one of the most disliked one. Real Deal versus Sko, which is a really obscure UFF cup.
That's fucking weird, yeah.
But the funny thing was, I made a rule myself when I was doing it, when I had the list. Because obviously you don't just get battles, you get most disliked videos. And like half of them were Tay-Rock music videos. So I was like, like, I can't do all of these.
The most disliked content is petty. That's a petty angle. Like, Tom, like, come on, bro.
Isn't it?
We not.
So, yeah. So, you know, I've sort of gone through that. And I'm not going through as in like just pointing out, how shit these all are. I'm sort of describing what they are, what's gone down and stuff like that. But so yeah, I've been doing that, been interviewing people. We do a quiz show over there as well about battle rap called Mastermind, which when I started doing it, well, two things. One, Americans didn't get the pun because you just say the word master. You don't say master or master. So we have this quiz show exactly. You don't do the inflection. So we have a quiz show called Mastermind, and obviously I was punning that with Barstermind, Mastermind. Why is it called Bastard Mind? No one could seemingly get
because y'all can rhyme master and boss, like y'all could do that. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just looking through this top 10 as well. Shotgun Shug's first round versus Hollywood. Oh, Lord. And, you know, Grizz is in there. And it's all these kind of like, you know, these Dirtbag Dan's only appearance on URL. Do you remember who he battled?
Nah. On what? That's some trivia. I don't know. Who did Dirtbag Dan battle on URL? This is dope.
Well,
I have no idea.
It was on Poison Pen TV.
Okay.
But it was uploaded on URL.
Right.
And he battled PH, RIP.
Oh, man. Rest in peace. What?
Wow.
Yeah. Rest in peace, PH.
And Immortal Technique's a judge on that as well.
Yeah, which is crazy because I hate... never mind. I'm not...
You're not down with...
I'm not down with any of that. No.
Okay.
Not dope. Immortal Technique. Anyway, enough about that. But yeah, no, go ahead. Say what you're saying.
I mean, that's about it. Yeah. So, you know, I've been doing the channel now for, long time. Obviously inspired by you guys and kind of, you know, since then we've had, you know, like your Sarcasm Cities and your Wiretaps and stuff like that. There's a few podcasts kind of over here, you know, doing what we guys sort of do. But, yeah, that's it really. Just here to cover the scene, just a passionate fan like yourself.
Yeah. All right. That is what it is. I respect that. We'll talk about the UK scene in general because I'm really interested in that in terms of just hip hop and, you know, the type of artists that come, you know, across the table that may be interested in competing and kind of see what that's about. Because that's an interesting conversation to me as I look at, you know, this card and everything. So let's jump into that and let's cover that. Let's circle back to the other thing afterward, but let's jump into that. So you actually were there because I plan on going to London this summer, right?
Right.
I need to, so I know that this maybe is a different part and things like that. I don't know. Walk me through the landscape because when you get up and all that, are you taking a train there? Like where is this? The Steelyard nightclub? Where, walk me through that. I need the ambiance, Tom.
Yeah, that's like South London. I mean, I live in Oxford, so I don't live in London, so I'm not like necessarily au fait with the geography on that level. But it's an interesting venue, and you know, in terms of battle rap, it comes with a lot of history. It's so frustrating over here, where it's the same 3 or 4 venues in the capital city. They just get recycled between the leagues. It'd be like URL would never do an event in Club Drum. Like, you know what I mean? I think there's that almost that gentleman's agreement, despite how petty they are towards each other.
Yeah, they would never actually. Hey man,
Yeah,
hey, the way that it's going, shit, they might have to. They might have to double up on the venues, man, because it's hard to book anything. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, this is sort of very pretty centralized sort of thing, just opposite the bridge to the Shard, and you can see sort of Shakespeare's Globe and all that sort of stuff. But this is the venue, the Steelyard venue. This is the third time this venue's been used in the last year, pretty much. Okay. So it was first used for SM8 that I was at and that we discussed.
Oh, SM8 was there. Okay, that's the same venue. Now, this looked different because when they shot the battles, they shot it facing the crowd, which is a better angle to shoot battle rap, but still.
Yeah. But, I mean, crucially, SM8 had the hubbub of the crowd. Like, this was about a third full. It was pretty barren, pretty empty. I remember being at SM8. It was like a fucking concert. It was like you would, shoulder to shoulder with people. You were really tight in. I remember I got there late. We had to go towards the back effectively. They had the little booth with Avo and Jay Black and all that sort of stuff. And you were like squinting. The first thing they played was Geechee versus Rum Nitty, which was kind of a real surreal experience, the live watch where Avo was pausing it for reaction. But it really worked because obviously it's a great battle and, it was so anticipated and it just felt part of the vibe. But here it was just... it was just half empty, really. And that's not the fault of the league. There's no real brand recognition going down with Premier Battles at this point. But I would have thought that Shotty's return would have elicited this huge uprising. But, I mean, I'm not even being negative. I'm a fan of this shit. I was there. I enjoyed myself. But, compared to SMA, because the event that happened after that was World Dom 8, King of the Dots thing, which, again, similarly was quite barren. So, but yeah, we rock up about midday or so. Inevitably, the first battle's already happening as we get in there.
Oh wait, so they start on time in London. I want to get that. I want to get the decorum. I want to get the ambiance because now we've baked into the cake that we're gonna start an hour or two later. So, but y'all on time over there. Like I want to. Yeah,
I think Premier Battles isn't time. I mean, and Don't Flop had a horrific reputation about being really impunctual. Like he would, battles would the first battle would come about 3 hours after it's meant to start, and everyone's really tired, and it would just kind of deflate the whole thing. But yeah, I think by virtue of being in this quite prime real estate in London, they had to just get the thing finished on the dot at 6 because there's another club night coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and then they do the same thing as in America. America, they turn the lights on, especially if you're in New York. Like you gotta go, and if you're not trying to go, fight me. So is it like that in London?
Yeah, but you guys are like fucking ridiculous over there. Like no, but like with your like union and Teamsters, isn't it like you can't even like walk on the stage? Cross, it's like what the? Why is he so?
Tom, but you gotta understand, man. We ignorant over here, and I love us, but you can't. It's hard to get us to clear out. So if you don't tell people, like you really gotta get people up out of there, but. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, clearing out a venue is, like, the hardest thing and when having an event, right? So, but you said that they're really strict out there in terms of the venues and stuff, and that's in a nicer area of London?
Yeah, I mean, London's a pretty giant place, but this is very central. Like, this is near the kind of the fucking St. Paul's Cathedral and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was very centralized, and like, this is a really nice venue, actually. You can tell that a lot of kind of I think they have a lot of drum and bass nights and stuff going down there or whatever.
Right.
It's nice though, because over here, it's a very small scene in effect. It's very centralized, and there hadn't really been a big event since maybe February in London, like a long time. So you're going there and you're seeing people and you're catching up, and you must have that as well, right? You must get
we got that. I mean, because you have people who are regulars on the scene, so every separate region has people that you might see at an event, at multiple events. I know that there are people when I go to an event, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna see this person, or I'm gonna run into them, or I'm like, yo, what's up? Another event, like. I feel like people who are like that should maybe have some memorabilia to be like, yo, I was at X amount of, gnomes or whatever. Coachella, they do that with the band, and that is important. My band is at my house. My mom got that just so I could be like, yo, I went to Coachella. But I know people who were there who had like 10 bands down their arm, and it was like a status thing, you know what I mean? So, but so it's a close-knit scene. And not many people came out. You thought more people would come out for Shotty? Is it because the having to kind of redo the card that it happened like that, or what do you think?
I think, yeah, but I think it I don't want to say this because I know I'll be listening, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but I think Shotty outside of Manchester is like Ace Armin outside the DMV.
Oh,
like it's just not that he. Okay, I'll phrase this wrong because it's not that he wasn't amazing versus John, and I'm going to praise him, and I think he was brilliant. But like he has that. He's like fucking he's like a fucking sub. He's just below like Oasis tier. Like he seems like he has like a real recognition over there, and people love him, rightly so. And he's signed to Sony and all this sort of stuff. I don't know whether it was that. I don't know whether it wasn't as an exciting matchup as versus Tay-Rock. I don't know whether people weren't a little bit uninterested maybe after all the fallout that happened with Apex and all the bad blood and whatever. But for someone like Shotty returning, Shotty is like one of our only true top tiers. There was just a handful of people there. Like,
man, okay, I got you, and so now you pull up to the venue. Always like this venue is always a line outside, shit like that. You get in there, his battle's already kicking off. Now, I actually didn't watch the first battle that was on the joint. I didn't watch that Milky versus Visual. I didn't watch that. Yeah. So, but it says Academy 19 final. Who walk me? Is this like PGs or
exactly. Yeah. So I mean, what Premier Battles did have, and they're trying to continue it, but I don't think it's going to necessarily is born for the long run. So they were a team-based league. So in their first year, their first season, had like I think 5 or 6 teams of battlers that would battle and get points, and it's an awesome system, and it was pretty fun to watch. And that soccer, that football idea, that is embedded into the culture over here, so it made sense to make use of that. But during the second season, the teams have sort of fell apart. There's been no shows. Battle rap is such a mercurial thing to try and imprison, isn't it? And trying to get people to turn up on this date and be here and support this and da-da-da. So what they had underneath all the teams was the academy system, where essentially it was a knockout tournament, and the idea was that if you won, you would get into a team yourself, like an actual team with real battlers. You'd be sort of low key name, and then you'd also get an international. So last year was fantastic. So last year, the final was Major Concerns versus LS Dean. LS Dean had been a guy.
Major Concerns. That's kind of
his name is Major Concerns.
That's tough. I like that. Major Concerns. I need that.
That's a grind time name, right?
Hold on. Yeah, that's straight from like grind time era, like Major Concerns. Like that's back in the Dumbfounded era. Shout out to Dumbfounded.
That's right. Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
And unorthodox phrases. It's one of those. Sort of names.
One of those.
Yeah. Look, Major Concerns probably battled Lush in the WRCs. One of those sort of names. So that battle opened the last All-Stars. This is All-Star 2. So that battle opened All-Star 1, which had Soul versus Ilmac, and that's when Mike P came over and Koj no-showed him. And we have Tone. I think one of the saddest things in battle rap across countries or continents is when you're no-showed by your opponent, but you still like rap your bars to the audience. No one cares.
We're not doing that. That shit is a poetry.
The greatest bars in the world. It could be Rum Nitty doing his twerk rounds, and it just wouldn't there'd be nothing.
It's uncomfortable. It's weird, man. I don't know. You need another person there, or else it's a poetry slam, and it's awkward. I don't know. Maybe if Rum Nitty did it, I don't know, Tom. Let's not get crazy here. Rum Nitty.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm no.
But it's usually awkward, though, right? Like we're not doing that. So you have that situation. I think we just seen that in Philly too. K Walker did.
That's right. At the T-Rex event, right? Yeah. I think I saw DNA Tooth tweeting about that. Right. That's how I. Come on, man.
Yo. First of all, don't come in here saying this DNA Tooth in a British accent, man. No, don't give him. Because I know
him for our bad teeth, so like I sympathize with him. Right?
So the UK follows DNA Tooth because of the dental care over there. All right.
Purely because of that, yeah.
Yo, man, get it together, man. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, long story short. So at the All-Star 1 with Ilmac and Soul, Major versus LSD went out. LSD had been sort of around, a bit of a Prez Mafia, nun type figure, never quite made it to the bigger stages. Major had never battled before until he jumped into the academy. He won. He's actually sick. He battled Chiller recently. That was the international that I don't know if you saw that Chiller got this kind of I guess you would think, who the fuck's this no-name Brit or whatever. Right. But Chiller got this guy. And Chiller flipped his name. He was like, Premier Battles had to cancel an event. Loso had to go to church. They had real major concerns, and it's it's all that sort of stuff. Chiller, exactly. Right. So we have now what was Milky Visual, what was the same thing, but didn't have any of the hype around it. Just wasn't quite tailored as much. It's very much a bars versus jokes sort of thing. Visuals very pinpoint battler. He's like we get a lot of knife bars over here, Tones. He was like, I'll try and stab you, but you'll dodge the point like a politician. And, he had some hard stuff. Like that. Yeah. And Milky just came a bit more comedic. And I did speak to Visual afterwards, and he sort of admitted that whilst he felt his material was good, no one was really reacting. So,
but Milky, he was getting cheers off of the joke type of style and stuff like that?
I think so. Yeah, this was just where we're all coming in. It's like, you come into an event, Spanish Harlem's battling, you're not really listening. Right. It's that, even though I love Spanish Harlem, but it's that kind of thing. So that kind of came and went. And I guess the next one was...
hold on, before we get that, what resonates more with the UK audience, you think? The straight lyrical, miracle bars and all that, or the jokes? What resonates more? What do they tend to gravitate more to, in your opinion?
It's tough to say. I think to cop out of it both. Like I think most international battlers that come over to Don't Flop with the UK do say that we're one of the best audiences. We're not going to boo. We're down for it. We're listening. We can engage with it, and we will laugh. Like obviously we've had O'Shea as champ, and like. We've had sort of the jokes people really in that higher tier, whereas I guess you guys have as well, Eclipse and Goods, etc. like that, Gunpowder Pat on a Swamp, etc. But yeah, I think we're down for both really. Ideally, you're gearing towards that bar stuff. It just makes it a bit more dramatic, doesn't it? It's kind of the jokes. That was the birth of the UK scene, like the early Don't Flop days. And there's still loads of funny battlers out there, but certainly the battles that succeeded more on this night with the more bar heavy stuff.
Okay. Sometimes though, and my critique, I guess, would be, I just sort of feel like sometimes it gets very stage show Broadway Hamilton like sometimes Marlo Shuffle T, I fuck with them, but they come off that way to me. Sometimes it's a stage show where I'm sort of rhyming every word like this. It doesn't sound like a rapper. It's more like somebody reciting a play that rhymes. And it's like, it's like it's not bad, but it's not, it don't feel hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
I get, look, I totally get what you're saying. And we actually had, with people at the event, had a bit of an argument about this. The age-old fucking argument. Like, do you have to rap well to win a rap battle? In my
what's your stance?
In my opinion, no. In my opinion, no.
Wait a minute.
If I want to hear great rapping, I'm listening to music. I'm listening to battle rap to hear stuff I've never heard before. I want to be on the cutting edge of punches and angles. That's the exciting thing. Like, if there is a rhythmic base to it, of course, that's great. But there's so many great battle rappers who rap who just don't really have anything. Pass, for example. Like, I know we've had this Danny situation, and it's he's going to call your partner for a bit, and we're going to get on that, that sort of stuff. But it's just, there's no end product. Like, I don't, nothing really sticks with you, I suppose.
Okay.
But what I will say is that Marlowe Shuffle, they are at the real far end of that world. But we seem to be, the UK scene boomed partly from Mark Grist. Like, we're a bit more comfortable in that kind of, like, there isn't really a spoken word URL battler, I wouldn't say.
I mean,
or even a big American spoken. Like, there's a guy called Rupert Common in King of the Dark. I don't know if you know him. He's very like campus culture woke.
Yeah. But to see even over here, that I don't know, that style got into a lot of trouble post Lux. Like, it was a post Lux sort of backlash where everything was like very much sage and deaf poetry. I don't know. And then everybody had a conscious round too, which I don't mind.
Kind of like a
necessarily.
Saul
but
Williams, that sort of idea. Like,
yeah, it's just like, all right, man. Like cut like save that shit for the college campus, bro. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm here to hear ignorance said rhythmically. You know what I mean? And I it's just
rhythmic ignorance.
Rhythmic ignorance, right? So all right, so let's go to the next joint. Maverick versus Real Sick, and it's pronounced sick
no,
and
it was
not seek.
It was. Yeah, sorry, it was actually Oops versus Villain.
Oh, they were next. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oops. And I just want to say, by the way, apparently Milky won. I wasn't really announced on stage, but I think he felt that he won. But I always want to shout out Visual because he actually referenced Battle Rap Resume in his tryout.
Oh, that's fine.
He referenced the quiz show, and I wanted to ask you a question.
Did you get dissed? Was it a diss? Was it like you get the Tom like Battle Rap Resume? Did you get? Yeah.
I've been dissed a few times in battles,
and
that's kind of an honor.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on mine. I'm just saying.
I was gonna say, has anyone ever done a Tone Bro or Black Compass bar?
Man.
I would have heard it. Like, I'm pretty sure I would have told you if I would have heard it. So I'm sure, like, you've never came across that.
No, I've never, and I've provided so much content for people to do this. I mean, I've done so many cringy things that you would think that somebody would have stepped up to the plate by now. Honestly, that's my barometer right there. That's one of the ways that I kind of do the measuring of my success. Have I been shot at by a battler yet? No. Not even a tryout. Right. And we do new battle rapper spotlights. I would expect even one of the new guys to shoot at me. It hasn't happened yet for me, Tom.
No,
I'm missing an achievement.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird. Yeah. There's I mean, if you were battling like a gyms or something, you could do a whole scheme about battle rap media. Yeah. Like stab him to death with a black compass. Like just even something like that. Like,
I mean, I can't get. Look, I'm waiting for the diss. I gotta work hard enough I gotta work harder to get this. That's what I do. My goal is to get slammed.
Didn't Briz wore an Angry Fan shirt?
He did.
Show off?
Against Show Off, classic. Yeah. Classic.
Yeah. That was very cool to see. But even just someone like, there's so many people through your show that I've become aware of, like Truffaut, for example.
Fire.
And,
shit, man.
I know Drizzy's on his kind of Jeff Schwartz thing with Ace on me. And that So,
Jeff Schwartz, that's a fact.
Yeah. So you can become aware of these people, but okay. Anyway, Oops versus Villain.
Yeah.
I mean, Oops was fucking great here. Like, we're not used to this default standard of performance that Americans just give. Like, you guys know your bars, you guys have crowd control, you guys will look the crowd in the eye and dig into things. Although there's one thing that every US battler does when they battle a UK guy, they mention the words "don't flop." And how ironic it is that you did flop. And it's like, obsessed with that.
Wait a minute. Is that like a defeat bar? That's a defeat bar over there?
Pretty much. Oops. Like, you know how what happened recently? Frack versus the Saurus, where Saurus was saying like, you're the West Coast punching bag for his whole first. Kind of like the way Chris Rock will write a bit, keep coming back to that punch. Mm-hmm. And it's like Oops kept doing that. Like, you had one fucking job and all you did was flop. But Oops had some haymakers in the start. Like,
he has some shit.
Talk about my depression, watch yourself. I almost killed myself. See what I do with someone I don't give a fuck about.
Exactly. Yo, that was the one. See what I do to somebody I don't give a fuck about is crazy.
Love that.
The way he flipped the Princess Di, like the way he flipped like her death because he lost his girl, that was fire. And then it all paid off at the end where he's like, I see my princess die. Like, that shit was like, it was dope. It was dope. I think he did well addressing Villain. I mean, the only problem sometimes I have with Oops is that it gets too preachy. I don't think it was doing that, and I don't think he was droning on too long. And I was a little bit underwhelmed with Villain, man. What was his deal? Was he not prepared?
Man.
What occurred?
He's never prepared, man. Like,
is that his thing? Is that his, like, does he show up disheveled out of bed? Oh, I just heard I had a battle and came through. Like,
it seems to be his vibe. Yeah, we were discussing this at the event as well. I'm pretty sure his last great battle was maybe 2013. Like he became this sort of the guy that like kind of like what Diz is like in King of the Dark. Like he battled like Sonny Bamboo and DNA and stuff, and he was pushed forward because technically he's incredible. He's very accomplished. Had some great battles early on, but he just doesn't seem to be able to connect things together. Like he choked pretty much instantly. Death comes in for he was stumbling, taking a break. There was some encouragement there. And one of the things as well that I don't think you can pick up on cam, but certainly at SM8, they did a lot of stuff with it because where we were in the steel yards underneath a train platform, every 10, 15 minutes, you'll hear the rumble of a train. And if it's midway through a bar, then who the fuck cares? But the problem was when Villain choked, there was just this like desolate sound. Just like this emptiness, like.
That silence, that UK silence, bro. Oh my God. I don't know. Listen, if y'all haven't got this pay-per-view, it's up there right now. You can go to apexbattles.com and go and get that. $30 right now on the pay-per-view. Now, this silence that you'll hear when motherfuckers is not doing well, oh my God. We need to import that. Cause that shit is because to my eyes, I don't know. It's like you said, what it was quarter full, maybe. I don't know that. I think it's a huge ass crowd that's just sitting there dead quiet, and it does fuck with me, bro. Like that was crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then you have the dreaded, I'm choking, but I'm gonna go from the top of my verse. So Villain goes back. Tries to bring it back, and like as an audience member, I mean, he's kind of lost us because we've sort of seen this before. But if you're really like ramping for someone, it's a bit like fucking Evel Knievel making the gap in the Grand Canyon. You're like, are they gonna do it? And you're waiting for them to get to the bar, and then they get to the next, and then he didn't really land it. He talked about his. And you know what I hate as well, Tone? I hate people bringing up bars people have said in past battles and trying to make them look silly.
Yeah.
It never works.
You don't think it ever works? I like that when somebody says
if it's in the hands of like a personality guy like Clips, then when he's doing the strapped in, of course, bow, that works. But when it's someone Villain, a little sheepish, who's just choked, it kind of fell apart. I don't know.
Yeah. And you know what? You should probably scrap a bar about them choking a lot if you just choke.
Exactly, yes.
I don't know what he was doing with that. That was incredibly awkward, and I think everyone else picked that up. That crowd is funny. They picked that. All right, buddy. Like, you gonna get on him for choking? You just did that? All right, cool.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think Oops in his second as well. Oops says, I flew all the way over here for this. And, Oops pandering. Oops is just, he's very knowledgeable about the world. Obviously saying fuck Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
Conservatives had just been elected the day before.
Yeah.
And what I like about Oops is he wasn't like watering down his brand, the Bruce Franks brand, but still kind of catering to the UK. Give a fuck about being albino. I'm a black man in America. We both got a skin condition. Crazy.
Tough. And wait, so what is it? And then let's go to some decorum notes here. You guys don't give a fuck about us. People talking about politicians. Certain. You know what I mean? Like, what is off limits in terms of people making statements up there? Like, or what would have made the audience cringe? If you
nothing like you mean because I mean like in general, saying fuck any politician, any of that stuff. No, that's not gonna. No one's gonna care.
Right.
Like because often over here the UK stuff can delve into a lot of horrorcore and real quite gruesome stuff. Like I mean, forget about Tink versus Mike P. Like we had because I was having this conversation with Unan actually, who battles later on the card versus Red Flag.
Right.
Sorry, versus Raptor. Red Flag battle Raptor before. And I said to Unan, this is like years ago on the episode, I think he has the most offensive bar I've ever heard.
What do you mean the most offensive?
Yeah. I think this is like he performs this bar and like everyone gasps and the visual is crazy. So basically he's battling a guy whose dad had recently died, I believe, Pedro. And he basically threatens to take his mom to his dad's grave, put a machete to her throat and basically ask her to shit on her husband's grave or he'll just kill her.
Bruh. What? Yeah. What? Did he? I mean, okay, so what happens next? Surf voice, and then
everyone applauds? It's don't flop.
Nah, bruh, no. No, you didn't. Nope.
Yeah, I'll send you the link.
Yo,
Yeah.
man, what's wrong with him? I'd have been the person like, oh man, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? But so the politician stuff and all that. I mean, look, it's the home of Sex Pistols and Clash and shit. So y'all grew up hearing people talk that shit about things they probably shouldn't talk that shit about, right? So, I mean, I could dig that.
It's kind of I don't know. Again, Tony, I know this isn't you, but there's all this Twitter conversation about being offended and all that sort of. I don't think I've ever been offended, and I think most British people feel the same way. And it's not even a point of pride, like, oh, try and offend us. It's just kind of like, it's like, for me, battle rap is pantomime. It's make believe. Really.
Right.
You know, it has no ramifications on real life. It is just entertaining theatre at the end of the day. Okay. And unfortunately, Villain, didn't do his job as an actor, and we were all disengaged, and just kind of. I did like as well when Oops said something I'd never thought I'd hear Oops say. Him and Prince Charles have got something in common, and then he goes into the Lady Di bar and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I definitely had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I definitely had Oops winning, and it was quite funny actually because I was in the building doing tweets here and there, and I think I tweeted like Oops 3-0 Villain, still underwhelming battle though. And like Oops like commented on it, and he was like, "What do you mean underwhelming? Who was underwhelming?" And I was like, "Well, I just said you 3-0'd him, so I don't think I meant you, Senator, Congressman,
chill out, man. Yeah,
you're gonna put a filibuster on me or something."
Hey man, slow down with the filibusters, man. God damn it, it's a sensitive time in this country. Don't do that.
So I've just watched too much West Wing. Like I don't really know what the words mean. Like,
all right, so let's move to the next one. In the building. So what happened next? Because I got the VOD, so I don't got the order of everything. So what was the next one after Oops versus Villain?
That was Unan versus Raptor. Oh,
bruh.
Unan versus Raptor.
Bruh.
Have you heard about this, by the way, through your channel?
I saw it. I watched the battle. Yeah.
Of course you. Oh, I didn't really. I've not seen the pay-per-view. I don't know if they cut it out.
I see. Yo, they kept that shit right in there. Yes, they did. I don't know if it was a fracas afterwards, but right now for the people that's in society and watching this live and listening to this live and everything like that, man, the over 100 in here, you can see that push, that shove is in there, and what it did to the camera. Like, it was a shoving match in there. I don't know if it was more to it. So what was?
We're not talking about shoving. We're talking about spitting.
Oh, they didn't capture the spit. The spit's not in there.
Damn. That's crazy they edited that out. That is some fucking Stalinistic Politburo shit over there. You can't erase history. Raptor spat on Unan mid-battle like a fucking dog.
Bruh. Nah, son. Wait a minute. Okay, all right. Time out. Back up. We're talking about Raptor versus Unanimous. Now, people aren't familiar with how these brothers look. All right? So, you got to slow walk it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Okay. What the brothers like? Give us the whole scene, because I didn't see the spit, but let's talk about it, because there was a bar in there about sisters, right? That's when it happened.
Yes.
So go on, Tom. I want you to do it.
Yeah, I think it's about Raptor's daughter. Yeah. So this was
the daughter.
This was the kind of what the battle most people are excited for on both ends. Like obviously everyone's looking forward to Shotty perform. Everyone's looking forward to Tony as well, but kind of John and Serious, they're kind of, whatever sort of thing. But this is like, okay, two kind of red hot talents. Like Raptor, very much had a sort of love-hate thing with UK battle rap. He was the greatest thing ever, and then he sort of fell off, and then he was great, and then he fell off, and it's kind of, he just had a great battle with Red Flag, and he was like, this is the return, and, everyone was sort of thinking, okay, what's the next clash going to be like? Like, you can't sort of, you got to have a bit of momentum, you know what I mean? You got to have a bit of an entrance way. So, him versus Unan. Are you familiar at all with Unan, Tony? It's been like 2012.
Not really. I mean, not really. Not enough to be credible to say.
No, it's kind of a sort of, kind of Holohan multi-build, but like real kind of intelligent and visceral with it. He battled Diz. He headlined Don't Flop in 2013 when I think Unan was 21. and he battled Diz, and he beat Diz in my eyes. A pretty good Diz at that as well. You know, sort of pre-Megaton tattoo Diz. You know what I mean? Pre-all caps tweeting Diz, like you know, that kind of vintage Diz. So, you know, for all these reasons,
that was back when he was bigger. He lost a little weight since then. Like he lost, like yeah. Go ahead though.
And you know, because both of these guys are very, very similar. They're very, you know, vicious at the neck sort of thing. You're not going to leave anything behind. And they had actually battled before. So they battled in Berlin. Don't let the label you, Jolly J, out there in Berlin, who actually recently battled Disaster, and Disaster choked terribly and hasn't like done any of the promo on the battle subsequently. So
crazy.
I mean, that's just a little kind of offshoot there. So,
a little side. That's petty as fuck too.
Whatever.
I mean, I
know.
Go ahead.
Because a Diz retweet is like a fucking Hitman Holler retweet. That means to it, you know what I mean? It's not like a fucking, you know, bonus retweet or shout out bonus, but like, and so yeah, you know, everyone was fucking like ready for this battle to go down, and even though they had battled in Germany and Unan had beat him, it was in front of a German crowd, and a lot of the contextual cues weren't there, and Okay. So yeah, Raptor came in the first, you know. Raptor, like, he's a great writer and he's got loads of great battles out there, but he just seems to misunderstand something about battle rap. You've got to couch your boasts like, I'm the greatest, I've had the most battles of the night on Premier Battles, I've saved the day the most, You've got to make it land with a punch. You can't just say that, because if you just say that, you're not battling. Like, you're not, like, you know what I mean? There's got to be some clever wordplay or an innuendo or just something there.
I mean, DNA does that well, where he'll give an accolade, but he'll intertwine some bars, and then he'll give you a whole story on top of it. And that's why Harry Potter make the stick move. Like, okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can do that because he gave you a whole story, but listen, that never works. So he's way too boastful. Is that because the crowd was not receptive to him like that? I don't know. It was weird. He seemed like he was snapping at me. But yeah,
his first was poor. It's just kind of because Raptor's brilliant. Like, he's got some really inspired lines. Like, you know, it's just lots of kind of intelligent stuff, but here it didn't quite match. Like, you know when battlers repeat a bar and they think it's hard and it's not. He was like, the sole reason is you have trouble stepping it up, and your Achilles heel is being dumb. It's like, there's nothing really for us to get our teeth into there. You know what I mean? Like, sole reason stepping it up. It's like fucking Cassidy level here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so but that's the type of stuff they say, and they want us to react. I'm like, bro, that's not really. You haven't done anything.
They do. They do. He was the opposite of franchise. He was lacking. He was definitely lacking in this first. Like, there was no lacking. Like, you know. And you know, I realized at the end of this round, and I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way, because Unan's been around a lot longer than Raptor. Unan was, you know, a young boy when we were all boys and we were getting into battle rap, and you know, we're all kind of the same age, whatever. Like, I realized, and a few people around me realized, it's like, I really want Unan to fucking body Raptor right now. Like, I really want Unan to just fucking put his foot on his neck and put him in the ground. And he really did do that. He was authoritative. He had the crowd control. He's very clean. You know, do a number on you like a Holocaust survivor, and he just had, you know,
we'll do that.
He just had the real nice sequence building, and take your rhyme book and make paper planes with your favorite pages and all that sort of stuff. And Raptor just dipped into his Soul bag. So basically, Raptor's first humiliation on Don't Flop was when he battled Soul, and Soul just put on an absolute clinic. I don't know if you've seen, but it's
that's one of the battles that everybody was talking about. After Soul had that battle, that was the one Fran hit me up and was like, "Yo, you got
and that's one of the best." One of the best watches as well on Ruin Your Day, like Chiller and Diz and
everybody was like, yo,
bowing down to Soul, like his Soul.
After that, I remember after that watch, everybody's like, yeah, Soul, man. Soul's one of them guys out there.
Soul's like Soul's like, you know, the kind of just incredible. And Raptor sort of dipped into that bag in the start of his second, like, what the fuck's he on about, all this sort of stuff. And just kind of, you know, going into it. Unan's mom gets discussed a lot, and da-da-da-da-da. So basically, anyway, we get to the second, and, you know, Unan's digging into a lot of Raptor's history, and, you know, if you think on a psychological level, he certainly was touching a nerve here. Like, it's quite deep what you're saying.
Tom, man, yo, that shit to me, it didn't hit until homie got mad. Like, once he got upset, then it started hitting. But before that, it wasn't like, okay, you working through him. You know, you went to jail. Okay, you know what it feels like to be taken away from your kid. You know, it's shit like that. Okay, cool. Now, for me, to my ears, you know, maybe because of the shit I'm around, I'm like, man, that just sound like you talking down on the man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't really hit for me if you're not doing more with it. Like, what's the moral of this? It almost sounded like he was bashing him a little bit, but it was not dope to me until the altercation. What do you think about that? Like, were you fucking with it before then?
I was. And I think it's just because I've watched so much Raptor, I've watched so much Unan, and they have, you know, very... okay, I don't know about them in real life. I don't know them in real life. Obviously, I have them on the show and stuff like that. But in terms of the sort of the battle lineage, like what we're aware of, like Unan has a long history with his mom, and Raptor has a lot of issues with his dad. He's spoken about this on his mixtapes and stuff like that. And I think it was quite genius and quite brutal, really, for Unan to mar the two. So to basically say to Raptor, you know, the way you're mistreating your daughter is what your dad did to you. Like, he caused this generational conflict. And that is, you know, Raptor tweeted today about his inability to cover his rage and stuff like that. And this ties into what I was saying earlier. Like, I've battled a little bit, but on a very sort of low amateur scale. But to me, it's always pantomime. Like, it is all, like, of course, what he's saying probably isn't wrong, and like probably is like making Raptor really fucking infused. And for me, though, again, what I was saying before about boasting, and why are you boasting? Why are you saying this about Raptor? If you remember, Unan was couching it all in the idea of Lily. So I think that's Raptor's daughter's name.
I think that's his daughter. But see, that's how I understood it too. And I don't even know the backstory. I'm like, man, so you said it. First of all, you mentioned his daughter on some other shit. You mentioned me going to jail, being taken away from my daughter. Anybody who's been to jail says that's like the worst. That's like the worst part of it. You know what I'm saying? And then you actually put her name in the line, bruh. Listen, I don't advocate violence, but I see why you did what you did. I get it. Tom, I don't know, bro. That's a lot, man. That's a lot for a battle rap. That's a lot, in my opinion.
That's a lot for American battle rap. I don't think any of my UK guys would shrug at that. And that, again, that's not us trying to be hard-hearted. It's just part of it. I don't know. And it became, you know, because obviously Raptor, I mean, I love when battlers do this. I love when battlers take big moments from their opponent's battles and switch them into something of theirs. So obviously Raptor's recent victory, but Raptor's recent kind of return to form versus Red Flag. I don't know if you've seen that, when he's like, you know, you're on that side of the court and I'm on that side of the court. My mother's crying as they take me away. And Unan flipped all that. Yeah. And the idea of, you know, him being on that side of the screen at the customer service center or whatever it was with his daughter. And
that was crazy. Yeah. You on this side.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, that was dope. With his daughter. Yeah. Go ahead, though.
And then, I mean, Raptor couldn't take it. And, you know, there weren't that many people there. So we all had a clear view of the stage. Raptor spat on him. Raptor spat a fucking 28 megapixel glob of saliva. Yeah. It was fucking 4K in this bitch. Like, it was horrific. Like, you know, and there was just instant disgust.
Yo, come on, like, Tom. Like, you know about that. So, like, wait a minute. He had that, like, he hot. Like, it was a hot.
Yeah, deep. Like, he was spitting. Like, yeah.
Come on, bro.
It was fucking, it was just, it was reprehensible, really. It was absolutely abominable what he was doing. And that is a line too far. Line too far. That's physical assault. Spit your own phlegm on a man's lapel. Like, Jesus.
Yo, lapel is crazy. Hey, yo, wipe your lapel. Like, we not.
Wipe your lapel.
Wipe your lapel. Like, that's fucking crazy. All right, so, but when that, okay, so on the camera, all right, they didn't show the whole skull. How long did it take to get everything back together? Because he went right back to the shits. And I respect that. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no. And you've got to know as well, Unan had battled Bobby at the event that Raptor battled Red Flag out. And Bobby was a fucking coke-addled maniac.
Bobby Rex, right? Bobby Rex.
Yeah. Who I saw at who I saw at the event because I've got to be honest, I've slagged Bobby off a fair bit, but only because he behaves terribly in battles, and he was like, oh,
wait a minute, Tom. UK slang, slagged. I don't know.
Slagged.
I don't want you to get a pause. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
All right, slagged them off. All right. So slagged them off is you insult like slag. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's to slag someone off. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Yo, I see Phoenix Fire here giving me shit. Yo, shout out to Phoenix, UK. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, they was gonna pause the shit out of you, Tom. They were.
Like, yeah.
He did what to
him?
Yeah. Just saying, bro.
I love. By the way, side note, I love when Polo, like, he'll pause himself after each word. He was coming. Pause. Hard. Pause.
He gets the pre-pause, the Minority Report pause, where he was like, all right, I'm about to say something, but then he still said it. Like,
that's right.
It's very pause hard. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not you. But if you could say, bro, might as well not say it. But yo, shout out to Polo, man. I love Polo, man.
Okay, so in Unan's last battle, Bobby like literally slapped him in the head, like he like put two palms either side of his ear and just bounded him. So Unan's been treated like shit in the last two battles. Unan has been a professional in these two battles, and Raptor spat on him basically, unforgivable in my eyes. Like, I know those guys have probably patched it up, but just as an audience member, it's like, what the fuck? This isn't what we're here for.
What's going through the audience's head? I mean, I know everybody's a soccer fan, so that's probably. That's a common thing in probably a soccer stadium.
In like 1972, like, not these days, like, in the Thatcher era, like, I don't no. If
he said the Thatcher era, like, that's a different era. That's crazy.
So this whole thing went down. People are being pulled apart. Everyone's getting involved. And I think most people would have just thought, okay, it's over there and then, because there has been a history in Premier Battles. Raptor, when he battled Koj, they had a lot of physicality. The battle eventually had to be cancelled, like I think around 2 rounds in or something like that. So, quite stunningly, the battle continued, but all of the, enthusiasm and goodwill was drained from the room. Unan had a great bar at the top of the third about how Manchester are able to talk a fight, but when they lose, they have that Conor McGregor vibe.
Oh, yeah,
and that
was
got
dope.
Huge applause because everyone was...
Dope. Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, that was fire. And the battle ended there. What I wanted was a fucking 6-round... bloodbath contest, but unfortunately, it just looked like Raptor couldn't deal with it. So
I'm gonna be honest though, bro. I thought I low key had it 1-1 going into the third with all the book, because I like the breakdown, but maybe because I don't know the backstory and I don't have the, you know what I'm saying? Because I know if I knew more about the situation, my opinion on it might change. But just as an outsider looking in, I had that bitch 1-1 going to the third. You know what I mean? So, because I like what Unan was doing in the second, but I get it though. I definitely get it, because there's some people who, Tay-Rock versus Geechee first round. If you don't understand the story, you don't understand why it's that crazy. I didn't realize that until I talked to somebody who didn't know what was going on. He was like, yo, why are they going crazy? And I had to pause it and explain the whole situation for him, and then unpause it. He was like, yo, this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. No, definitely. Yeah. I mean, that's the sort of, the constant kind of people are complaining about battle rap for that reason. Oh, it's too inward. To be honest with you, I fucking love that about battle rap. I love the in jokes. That makes it worthwhile as a long-time viewer.
Right. Well, I mean, that's why certain TV shows hit for me. Like, I'm a big Office and Parks and Rec guy, and stuff like that. And it's always callbacks to other things. Like, you know what I mean? Archer's like that too, where it's always a callback to something else. And if you've been following along, when they say certain, it's really funny. But it's just you kind of doing that,
Definitely.
Interesting. You know what? And both of these dudes, I actually like to see them compete more across the seas. I don't, I don't know in terms of URL. I don't know if they've gotten guys from across the league, the seas or whatever. But these other leagues, I feel like they would be competitive. I think Unan and Raptor both would be very competitive in like a. We go in a smoky room. The way that especially the way Unan raps in like one of them We Go Hard type of Gate to the Garden rooms, I think that shit would hit. Because I mean,
to see that.
street shit is street shit wherever it is. I mean, and I don't not believe him. Like he don't seem like the type that wouldn't stab you. So I'm just saying, like I get that impression, the energy he have for Raptor. I'm like, shit. Go ahead and spit out the razor then, blood. Like
Unan versus Moon. I just want to see that in 2020.
Unan versus Moon. Okay. You know, old man Moon, old man with the cold hand. It might get crazy. You know, he got the OG talk. That would be dope. All right, so we got that battle. I actually like the battle. Worth watching. I think when it comes out, people are gonna watch it, right? Especially for the controversy, for sure. So then after that, was it Maverick versus Seek, or did you?
Yeah, I think that was the next battle. Yeah, there was a bit of delay in between, which I really enjoyed this battle actually, and I was pulling for Maverick because he's someone that's sort of he wasn't part of the academy per se. He actually got an invite to a team. And he'd kind of been quite an exciting new talent that was more based in just kind of like, his kind of on beat kind of rapping idea.
Real he can rap. Guy. Yeah, I can tell he can rap.
Yeah,
like he can rap. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and he's kind of someone who's suffered from quite a lot of cancellations as well in the scene. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's like 4 cancellations. He's supposed to battle Scoop. He's supposed to battle Shocks. He's supposed to battle this guy called Josiah Matrix, who kind of is part of the scene but has never battled. But he's always like, it's kind of like Rain. You know what I mean? He's kind of like one of these guys that people want to see, but when you think that when it actually happens, it probably wouldn't be that good. So, but he's always been a bit of a favorite, and I love the fact that Premier Battles got him on this card, because we saw on Apex like people like Red Flag and Mad Flex and stuff like that. They're bringing over these people that aren't necessarily tested on foreign waters, but will prove themselves, and they got Real Seek over there. And I just think this should be a rule now for all UK leagues doing international events. Dig into that iBattle bag. Like, I think these guys are going to fucking give you 3 rounds. Like, we're going to get to Sirius Jones later.
Okay.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what a waste of money and time.
What a waste, bro. Like, if you come overseas with trash, bro, that's crazy. Like, how do you do that, bro? How do you, like... I know.
How do you save face? How do you talk to Shotty and Briggsy like when you're leaving in the hotel? Like, aren't you just embarrassed about your entire trip? Like, It just kind of just makes me a bit baffled, really. But this was a close battle. I probably have Real Seek taking it, free zip. And he's an exciting talent. Like, I liked his stuff. I watched him versus Excel before, and I thought he was quite promising. But I just think that he just knew what he was doing. And the beauty part is as well, it's kind of one of those things where 2 stars align. Obviously, he is Sikh by his religion, and they always carry blades on them. So he dug into those knife bars, like and that whole straight edge lifestyle shit. Like, that was fire. Like,
yo. Man, I really can't say enough about Seek, man. I can't, man. I think he's ill.
He needs a new battler spotlight.
He should probably. So, because I had to go back and watch what he was actually doing. Now it reminds me. So for the people who haven't seen a real Seek before, he is spitting like real. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, man, because we gotta be honest and confront our biases. When I seen the brother. And, you know what I'm saying? He had his hair tied up, everything like that. You know what I mean? Seek everything. I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. But I look at him, he's kind of brolic. He got the delivery like Pat Stay. Like, he has a Pat Stay-esque type of swag. Like, he will not, like, he seemed like he really, you know what I mean? Like, it's with the shits, like, good presence, and he can rap. He gets in and out of shit. He makes fun of, he was breaking apart Matter Style a lot of times. Like that hippity hop shit isn't gonna beat me, but he did it beforehand and then kind of led up to that. I thought it was ill. I think he's real dope, bro. I actually like this battle a lot. I didn't think Maverick was whack either. I mean, I know he looked like
definitely
he like his outfit came with a banjo, but that's cool. We gonna punch right through that. He was good. He had some shit for him. He broke him down pretty well. And then I don't have the I know that, there's a lot of Sikhs in India, not India, but in Britain, and, the history of Britain and India and stuff like that. And they was tapping into that. I like shit like that on some history buffs, you know,
Definitely.
type of vibe. But bruh, I can't say enough about that. Like it seemed like he took the crowd though. It seemed like he stole like Maverick was the guy everybody knew, and he kind of took that, you know. So what did you think about it?
Yeah. No, definitely. And Maverick did a lot of local references as well that went over well in the room, maybe wouldn't translate globally as well. Last time, so talking about kind of real sick, you know, doing the traditional Buckingham Palace bars.
Yeah.
Last time an Asian fucked with the royals, someone died in a crash.
Yeah.
Which I guess a lot of people might not, obviously referencing Dodi Fayed and Princess Diana, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And Mav in his third as well referenced not seeing a Geordie, Geordie being someone from Newcastle, go this mad on coppers since Raoul Moat.
Bruh.
Raoul Moat was this kind of
that was crazy. What about the tandoori?
Yeah.
What about the tandoori joint? Like, oh my god.
Yeah. This was like it's kind of it's really good example of a 3-0 edge. You know, I wouldn't.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we lose Tom? I think Tom might have got a phone call. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Second to the people.
I was just saying that you know, sick sky's the limit for this guy. Like he's got some crossover potential.
You think you said you think Sick has crossover potential between
I do.
But like you think he'd be able to adapt on these with these PG stages like
Well, apparently he fucking murdered his PG.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
everyone says they murdered their PG, but yeah, I think because he did one recently, I think about a week ago or so. Yeah.
Oh man, that's okay. All right. Well, we gotta see then. We gotta see. I mean, I my bad. I missed the whole the joint before. I feel like you said something powerful and I just fucking missed it. That's
hey, no problem.
Man,
but like, I think you know, we get Sick on, and then on URL, and then we get him versus Saga in this like this really hotly contested Seek versus Christian battle.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah.
That has viral written all over it. Like.
That's a fact. Like, but Saga would probably kill him, and that's just and that's not even a diss to him. I mean, Saga's just. He's just in a different bag right now.
You know what's mad? I remember the last time we spoke on Black Compass would have been just before SMA. And the battle that dropped that day, and I just watched it and we spoke about it, was Snake versus Saga. And like that was still one of the battles that really fucking got me into Saga, even though he cheats with the Metal Gear Solid sound effect.
I mean, that was just like, all right. That was gratuitous. Because the bar would have been, well, I mean, I guess he couldn't do it without the sound effect.
The bar wouldn't have worked. You needed that sound.
You need the sound effect. Jerry West is becoming the master of putting in, like, little sound effects, like, you know what I mean? Shit like that. This last battle. Did you see him 30 KWIE? I mean, I know you're doing a little aside here, but...
Yeah, no, I've just been catching up on I've not got the app at the moment, so it's out tomorrow, right?
The app, you got the app, you don't have the app, the URL app? What?
I did have it. I don't have it at the moment, but yeah, I need to get it back.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Get it together, man. They got to update now. It looks like an actual app now. It's pretty solid, man. It is. No lie.
Do they still not like? And I love the app, and I'm not dissing it or any of it, but it's just kind of like, how do they not have the streaming set down? How do they not have it so you can't pause it? You can't like go back to where you were. You have to do those little 15-second increments. It's irritating.
Right, right. No, it's still missing certain functionality, but it'll get there. I think. You know what I mean?
It's still fucking early, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I mean, let's push on to the next battle because it's what people want to hear about, right?
Definitely. Let's talk about it. Let's. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Kick it off.
So I mean, we've all been looking forward to Shotty coming back for years now. Shotty is one of our only top tiers. Shotty is probably the only UK battler proven outside UK battle rap. He's kind of maybe equivalent to Surf on that level, in the sense that he is a brand unto himself. He is someone that tours outside of battle rap, signed to Sony, much revered. Recently over here, James Arthur, who I don't think you guys even know over there, but he was basically a guy who was on X Factor, like, our American Idol, but became a bit of a breakout kind of like singer-songwriter dude who has a lot of cred now. So him, Shotty, and do you know Ty Dolla $ign?
Hell yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Two of my
yeah.
bitches in the club. Yeah, of course. I know all.
The only album of his that I know is Free TC, which I think is
Okay.
fucking incredible.
Okay.
And it's like, but yeah, so yeah, I love him. And those were on a track, and that went #1 in the UK. So Shotty's fucking out here, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
like,
I didn't know.
is.
I didn't know Shotty had a joint on the charts with Ty Dolla $ign. That's fire. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, Treehouse. Yeah, check it out. Yeah,
Okay.
and so yeah, we're all really, really fucking gunning for this, and part of the excitement altogether of Premier Battles was that Shotty was involved, and
Right.
what was the most watched UK language battle of all time that's now been taken over by Oxy and then all conceited versus Dumbfounded as well. But certainly the most viewed UK battle of all time ever will always be Shotty versus Arsenal.
And it is
Shotty versus
incredible.
Arsenal is
It
like
is an
the
absolute
cornerstone.
fucking movie.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still one of the greatest battles
You
of all
could
time.
take if Arsenal versus Shotty is so good. You could take that battle and create this script around it, this fictitious script where like this fucking villain battle rapper from America battles a hometown kid and write it from like a UK perspective and shit. You know what I mean? And it would be a dope movie, and the battle would end up being the payoff scene for the movie. That's crazy. Like, it's that good of a battle if you've never watched it. So just anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So just that to say, contextually, that's kind of where Shotty reigns, and we were all so looking forward to the Tay Rock battle because we kind of knew it was going to be a body. Like, Tay Rock's kind of, I don't know, he seems to be like, I'm saying this as someone who loves weed. Tay Rock has smoked too much weed.
Yo. What you mean, Tom, man? Just chill out, man. Wait a minute. Is my shit still fucking up? Uh-oh. Why? Wait a second. Oh, I'm still there. All right, you guys can still hear me? I can't hear. Oh, okay. All right, cool. I thought it was me again. I'm like, whoops. All right, they said they can hear me. Tom, Big Tom, come on. Tom's gonna make the editing fun. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to the people that's in here too. Everybody that's in here from the UK. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you subscribe to our man, Battle Rap Resume, UK, covering battle rap. He covers the American stuff too, but we shedding light on his scene, his country, everything like that, man. Shout out to my man Cam in here. You know what I'm saying? Tom a cool dude. Tom listen, he know his shit. You know, he talk that shit in that UK way, but he talk it. All right, hold on, man. Let me see where he at, and we'll get to this main event and get everything going. If you are out there right now and you're not subscribed, make sure you hit us up at The Black Compass, DA Black Compass. And and as we get Tom back on, we gonna have to see what we can do. Hold on a second.
Maybe you're right.
Tom, I got you, brother.
Hey.
I got you now. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's all good.
All right.
You're all right.
All right. I got you. Yes. Let's talk. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, people are saying Shotty didn't have a number 1. By the way, I think he was on a number 2 album. But the point of the matter is that this guy is out there actually doing numbers. Like, most UK battle events, half of the event will be the battlers doing their own MC sets. Everyone fucking goes outside and rolls some joints. Like, no one gives a fuck. But people actually care about Shotty's music. So people are excited about this. And when they announced John as the replacement, it felt inevitable, really. John is that top tier that's reliable, that will go overseas, that's able to, that can bring 3 rounds. I wasn't necessarily as excited about this matchup as possible. And I just felt this is a really good match, don't get me wrong, but it could have been a classic. And I just think both guys just brought what they could. Shotty certainly more so, more reared, more practiced. But Tone, all the fallout over Apex and Tay-Rock and Battler deposits and all that sort of stuff, I just felt John could have really dug in on that and really sort of, you know what I mean? Really,
yeah.
You've seen Sensor versus Shocks, right? You remember Shocks, Sensor's first round, something like that, something that really that just here we go. I'm gonna get into all of this fucking shit and put it out in the wide open for you.
Let's set the table for the whole. And there was a lot of fodder, and I felt like John really didn't take advantage of all of that. Instead, he kind of packaged in this sort of this cookie cutter. Wordplay. I don't know. I feel like it's Shotty Horroh. There's a lot of shit to say to Shotty, right? Am I right or am I right?
So much fucking shit. And it's like, I really hate the way John writes. Okay. So let's play a little game. You've seen the battle, so it's not a fair game. But
sure.
Listeners at home, you can play along. So the way that John likes to pull words apart, right?
Yeah.
So he calls Shotty Voldemort. How does he pull apart the word Voldemort? Can you remember?
Voldemort. How did he pull that?
Yeah, he says, you look like Voldemort. I wish they would have volded more of your footage. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what he said. I laughed out loud in the crowd when he said that. Yeah, he did.
No, I don't. That's just lazy. Voldemort. Volded more.
And he had a Britney spit in this Brit's knee and all that
nasty.
sort of that's just and it's cast into stark relief when you're battling someone like Shotty who can actually fucking write.
I thought UK people were polite, man. What's going on, Tom? Chill out, man.
But that's sort of this is what. It's the verbal version of the PG step. It's that sort of syllables all over the place and none of it sounds good. Yeah. It's just kind of, you can pun out of anything if you really want to look for it. And it's just kind of, it's not really, Shotty, again, this is more of a regional thing. But
we're not doing this Voldemort. I'm definitely not with that. That's terrible.
That's one of the worst bars of the year.
That's fucking horrible.
Seriously.
I don't know.
Seriously.
Yeah. So okay, but as far as Shotty came to play though. So in my opinion, Shotty came to play. One thing about this though is the audio was a little bit off. Shotty kept turning up and down, and you really need to listen to Shotty Horroh. This, I don't know. Maybe he should take a transcription of his battle and have them just kind of play it during the shits. You know what I mean? Or with one of them little crawl balls over top of the words that helps you kind of follow along.
Sure.
Bruh. Because he's saying shit, and when he splits words or does the the metaphors and the puns or whatever, I'm like, I really gotta listen because that accent, he can split words that other people just can't. I thought he did a good job addressing John's style, breakdowns. He knows he's up on all the latest gossip and battle rap angles. I tell you that.
Oh yeah.
God damn, Shotty. Shit, you know all that stuff. So You got that. You got putting on for the scene, the crowd. I always liked Shotty's battles because I always felt like he was battling for more than just himself. Like, it was about the scene in Manchester and the people. You know what I mean? Like, especially when he battles in America. So I'm digging that. You know what I mean? It was 30 though. Well, I mean, how did the building take it? Like, were y'all receptive to John like that, to where it was like, all right, this is cool, but what do you think?
Like, I think John's strengths are when he sort of, digs into the storyline, which is what I wanted to see from here. The Jack Boy stuff, like that Jack Boy round is classic in my eyes. Classic. I've watched that so many times. It is so entertaining because John is he's not trying to bar you to death. He's not trying to scheme you. There's no multiple choice. He's just getting into the narrative. And that's what I wanted him to do as a league owner. Like, here's what I would have done at Bullpen if this fucking shit went down.
Right.
He didn't really do any. He mentioned Laura Tarsi.
Yeah,
I'm like, no one gives a fuck about Laura Tarsi.
First of all, I'm like, if you're not connected with this shit, you haven't been. That's a throwback, random name from the scene. Like, you know what I'm saying? No diss to her, because I mean, you know, she's a pretty good looking woman. But,
of course, I mean, yeah,
but
it's
still,
not even about her. It's
that
just like,
angle
that was
is
like 7 years ago.
Yeah, that shit is like. That's like if somebody had some shit and they brought up newborn running down on Skull and shit. Like,
right.
Like, yo, bro, exactly. That is so old. Like, what the fuck? Like, how is that?
It's like if someone brought up B Magic and Av. It's like no one even thinks about that anymore. You know what I mean? It's just kind of it's moved on. Yeah. And that's when that was happening. And I kind of in this first round and second round, I just knew we wasn't gonna quite get the John we needed. And it's like, you know, Shotty just kind of clowned a lot of stuff. Shotty, again, to be fair, he didn't quite... Like, I wanted to hear a whole round about Tay-Rock, about Apex. Like, I wanted him to put everyone in the firing line and burn all those bridges. But to be honest with you, Tone, he wasn't battling Shotty. He was battling URL audience expectations. He was telling Beasley, look, I'm still here. You know what I mean? You can book me. And I think he did that, and that's what he needed to do more than anything.
Okay. I mean, this type of battle is supposed to help, I would think, spur the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like put a little bit of a shock, a shot in the arm, a shot of adrenaline. And when it doesn't live up to where, you know, to that, it kind of hurts. You know what I'm saying? At least for me on the outside looking in, you know, it seemed like it would do a little bit of damage to the scene because it's not, you don't get those people who are suddenly inspired to be rappers. I think certain battles create new battlers. And I've said that for a while. With every classic battle, you probably get 5 to 10 people that want to start battle rapping who may actually end up doing it. You know what I mean? So, and you would think in the UK that there would probably be a little bit more because it's such a niche scene. There's a lot of room for growth, you know? But what's your perspective on that and kind of putting the battle in that context and being like, okay, did this actually help, you know? And then I guess as the other part of it is going back to the whole scene. It's like how do you get more people into it? What are the sort of ideas and stuff, and how can we help?
Yeah, it's. I've been battling against this really since I've started Battle Resume. I have seen the decline of the UK scene. I've seen new leagues spring up in the wake of Don't Flop. And ultimately, we're a very small country. You know, you guys, every state has 5 or 6 leagues, about and around, and we don't really have that. And maybe a Tay-Rock battle would have energized the scene with Shotty, but I don't think a John battle is. It's not really going to get hundreds of thousands of views. It's not to say that Shotty didn't stuff his rounds with quality throughout. And if you're like us, if you're just listening for the bars and stuff like that, then he's got some sick stuff, like real simple stuff that just hits fucking hard. Like, what was it? Shotty said in his second, like, I'm sat behind John with the drum. I'm Ringo. Like, just shit like that. You know what I mean? Just like stuff like that. Just like, just fucking like got you in the heart. And John just... Okay, Shotty did get involved slightly on a surface level, but he still made it work with John being this whole Holocaust denier. And it's like, you know, I appreciated that he was going in that. And again, John, you know, what do you think of women's rights? I prefer the Southpaw.
Yeah,
Like, that was good.
That was good. So when he got on the domestic violence angle, yes, we were there. I think even John gave it up for that bar where he was like,
yeah. It was quite jovial.
Yeah.
It wasn't very aggy. Like the last time I saw John was in that room versus Horroh, and that had kind of a quite fractious atmosphere. But this one felt a bit more matey, and you know, I guess this is just more opening up the idea for Shotty to cross that Bifrost bridge, and you know, maybe I don't know. Okay, what's Shotty's first URL battle in your eyes? Does he go straight to Gnome, or
what should be the first battle for Shotty Horroh? We just got done with the volume. That probably. If we're gonna just, because people have to get acquainted to this accent, we have to.
I understand,
and it's like, you know, the volume. See, people franchise. I like that. I really like that. Q. But it's Shotty Horroh. Shotty Horroh has beaten names. He beat Hitman. He beat who else did he beat? Who did he beat on UW? Yeah.
Daylight.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Shotty's not Arsenal
Hoffa,
Eclipse. Like he's went through all these different names. So you gotta give him a name at the end of the day. And I think you have to be on a card, I would say, to get fans acquainted with Shotty. I feel like you do that in the volume and let people understand the accent, the flow, the style a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's worthy of doing that, you know, because he's such a name. He's literally the face of an entire country, and also is a good battler and battle a lot of competition.
He's a great fucking battler, and I don't know if you've seen it, Tone, but he was in a film last year called Versus.
Bruh,
so
that was actually better than Bodied. I don't know what Bodied was trying. Whatever you thought Bodied was trying to do.
I'm so glad you said that.
Versus is much better. It is a better movie. Yeah. It's grittier. Like, it actually looks like battle rap.
It's a better battle rap movie as well. I thought Bodied was terrible. I couldn't believe how bad it was.
Nah, but Bodied thought it did what Versus did. Versus is fire, man. Go watch that shit.
But it's on Netflix. Yeah, Versus is crazy, and Shotty's like the main villain.
Yeah, he's the main villain. It's perfect too. But he's not forcing it, and I like how it feels more like a. You know, like an art school type of movie. You know what I'm saying? It feels more like you know, they didn't have all the budget. They might not have food on the set, but they was acting their asses off, and it was a good story. Like, whereas Body gives it this, like, fucking plastic veneer, almost this glossiness that battle rap just does not have. I've been in rooms that are mostly smoky. You know what I'm saying? Like, with fucking... Some of the toughest people you will be around now. It's camaraderie in there, but it ain't all glossy and flossy, especially not in the trenches. So,
hell no.
That shit was ill, bro. That was definitely
I mean, just if people haven't seen, I know a load of people probably won't be aware of it or whatever, but Versus, check it out. And I was actually at an event in February, like the Mental Health Lad Bible event in London. I spoke to Ed Lilly, who's the director of Versus, and I had him on the show, actually, and we did a little interview about making the film and his knowledge about rap. People go check that out. And I probably shouldn't be leaking this for whatever, but apparently there might be a Netflix like Versus TV show. Like they might do it as a scripted thing, like a Top Boy type, like, you know.
That's
like,
fire.
So,
if y'all see, because this was Tom, I'm gonna give you my thesis, right? Because you got a couple minutes left, but I want to give my thesis, right? And we're gonna get you back up here because you know we talk all the time. But I want to do this every so often because I really want to make sure we connect and tapping into the UK scene and shit. But what I think, bro, because Top Boy, bruh, you want to hear some people go, like, I was in a barbershop, brothers was talking about Top Boy like it was on some wire shit. You know what I mean? Like, we respect that. We like that. It's gangsters everywhere. Just show us how y'all get down. Yeah. The one thing we don't want is for y'all to emulate us. Don't do that shit. It's all hip-hop at the end of the day. But be y'all. We want to hear what y'all got to say. I like that shit in Top Boy. You know what I mean? It's a lot of the same things, but it's their way. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I would say.
Have you heard about a Blue Story over there out of interest?
No.
Are you familiar with that?
No, what is it?
This is a film that just opened in the UK. It's about gang culture in London, and it caused a massive riot in one of the cinemas because lots of like competing gangs were just. I don't quite know the full story, but it was derived from a YouTube series. This guy called Rapman who wrote it, and he kind of like raps in it as well. But it's like a narrative drama. I'll send you the link. Check out the trailer and stuff. I think you'll really be down for it because it's on that Top Voice sort of. I know what you're saying. It's like our type of stuff,
right?
And it's like. Similarly, I need to send you this video, by the way, that I found on Reddit. And it's like, it's going through all the different neighborhoods in the US and showing all the different accents. So it's going from like the Baltimore corners to like the fucking, you know what I mean? Like all of that sort of it. And but what I'm trying to say is it's that outsider perspective. And that's why it's so exciting. Like when you see Top Boy or when I see Proposition Joe and you mentioned Don West before and all that sort of stuff. Like,
crazy.
You know, any wire bars, by the way. Soul is the greatest at wire bars ever. Like Young Cannon has some good wire bars, but like,
and like, but shows like that resonate overseas, man. It resonates across seas because that's just showing the people in the element, like people with low resources having to do what they have to do. Everybody's gonna resonate with that, man. Every single person. So I feel like the thing that can help y'all scene out the most. Cultivate y'all scene with y'all battlers, with people out there that is talking that shit that's native to the scene out there. And then people will respect what y'all got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the way is to import the American guys. As a matter of fact, man, I want y'all to form a UK squad to come over here and really get some action going. You know what I'm saying? So let's really do that. Like, I would respect that more. This is my opinion on it.
I would love that. I mean, it's like... in my head, I think that Gemini could beat Geechee, but it's like what? In
all right, Tom.
In actuality, no. In actuality, no. I'm not saying he can.
Yeah. Hey.
Like, I'm being real here. Like he'd be bodied, but like
Hey, yo, Tom, we gotta do this again, man. We gotta sync up again.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying, and talk a little bit more. I obviously I want to pick your brain a little bit more about some other things, battle rap related and stuff like that. As far as year end type of list, I know it's a 6-hour delay over there, brother. But if we do these weekend shows, you know what I'm saying, like on a Sunday or something like that, man, I need you to come through. Yeah.
Tone, like I can't stress enough. Like I fucking love Black Compass. Like I think I said before. I think we had Cam on, who I know is listening at the moment.
Oh,
we
that's
did a little
fact.
Premier Battles.
So, man, Cam.
Yeah, Cam, legend. And I was saying like, not to be too pandering or whatever, but Black Compass, it's like it's transitioned from like one of my favorite battle rap podcasts, just one of my favorite podcasts. Like,
appreciate
you know what I mean?
Man.
I just love hearing you guys chat about whatever, man. So whenever you guys want me on, I'm down to do it. Like, and I'd love to like fucking. I've spoke to Polo, but Posey and Drizzy, I still need to chop out with those guys.
Oh, yeah, we got to get them over there. Definitely Driz, he'll come talk to you, man. And we get Pose over there, too. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got to do that, man. And, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, you able to handle yourself. You know a lot of the shit. They're going to come at you. You see them in the chat with all the jokes. They got jokes. Listen, they killed me, too. I mean, it's another meme made in me another day. Right. Like, you see my sneakers in there. Somebody dropped a sneaker meme.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, but this is what we do, man. You always welcomed up here. I want you to shout out your platform, everything you got going on. I want you to be able to shout that out for the people so that they be able to follow you.
All right, again, guys, Battle Rap Resume, BRR, so search that on YouTube, at Battle Rap Resume on the Twitter. We've got fucking hundreds of hours of content on there with all your favorite battlers and some you probably never heard of as well. Loads of top 10s and top 5s and all that sort of stuff. I also do another podcast, which I've just started. Tony, I have to send you a link to this.
Okay.
I've started a wordplay game show podcast where basically... I'm the host, and I have contestants on, and we play this game that we've sort of made up. But basically, it's just punning. You just got to come up with puns. Okay. So I've had a few battle rappers on as well. So, it's kind of that similar kind of world. So, just dipping into different toes and stuff like that.
Different mode. All right.
Yeah. And pick up the pay-per-view as well. Premier Battles pay-per-view.
That's a fact, man. Yo, go get that pay-per-view. Follow my man Tom, Battle Rap Resume, talk battle rap. He knows his shit. Y'all can test his gangster if y'all want to. My man knows what he's talking about. All right?
Oh
So
yeah, my guy in the chat, Don, just saying, ask Tom if he's a Brummie. Yeah, I am from Birmingham, so he can
that's a
clearly
fact.
hear my accent.
You
but
hear
yeah,
it, man.
that's,
You hear it. He got
all
the
right.
pinky blinders on him right now. So
Exactly,
y'all don't. You ain't know I knew about that shit, right?
Yo.
Yeah. Shout out to Tommy Shelby, motherfucker. That's a boy. That show. Yo, go watch. Go watch that show. Go get the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Go watch Versus, man. Catch up on your shit across seas, man. Hip hop lives everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, with that being said, Tom, till next time, bro. We up out of here.
Privilege, Tone. Thank you again.
No doubt. Peace.